So when we say welcome developers, it means professional developers, but also code enthusiasts, like I'm. My name is Christian Gellé. I'm account technical director for Microsoft, in charge of Vinci. So I try on a daily basis to take all the requests from people like you inside Axians, but for the whole Vinci group about technical questions. But I'm not the expert for Azure stuff, so I came today with Mickaël. Can you introduce you?
I'm Mickaël Mottet. I'm Cloud Solution Architect on Azure, and my role is to follow Vinci in day-to-day adoption to the cloud.
Thank you. And I was fearing the Rulio presentation because when I saw Steve Ballmer face on the screen, I say, oh, which one of the video, the worst video that we have from Steve. The time comes from Steve until now Satya. Do you know who is Satya? Satya Nadella? Yes, our new CEO. In 2012, he was in the engineering of what will become Azure Cloud. And he said to all the developers, please, now it's time for open source code. So you all have to go to GitHub and to give your code public. So we made a strong path from 2012 until now, 2019, and more or less, you can believe it or not, we are very involved into the open source community. And the latest factor about that is the acquisition of GitHub, and we come back on this just after. When Ricardo said you only have 20 minutes to present something about Microsoft, it was a hard choice to make. So we decided to introduce you to the latest baby in the family, which is Visual Studio Online. You are not aware of this, but we announced it at Ignite 3 weeks ago. Yes. This is the web-based, fully environment for your developers in your web browser. And Mickaël will show it in a couple of minutes. You can start from anywhere in the world with your environment without having any installation in your laptop. So you can start on the PC of your mother-in-law when you are in the weekend everywhere in the world. And you will find everything about Visual Studio Code. That is already your environment, if I understood well the question from Eric, right? Visual Studio Code? Yes, okay. And you will see the new features and you can grab your hand on this. Any comments there?
No.
Okay.
No.
And respectful for my colleagues and competitors from GitHub, we have in the family GitHub also, which is also we is already using GitHub for internal development or customer development. Don't be shy. You can raise your hand. Thank you. Yeah. So you are part of the largest community of developers in the world, because we have only 36 million of developers with us on this platform, including the 60,000 developers from Microsoft inside of it. So you can go into GitHub and to find all your repository and including them from Visual Studio also. I think we spent too much time on slides for this afternoon, so I will let Mickaël making a short demo of what you can do for coding, testing, debugging, and deploying only from the browser. Do you want to see it? Yeah, okay. Let's go for the demo.
So just to go on this address to create a new environment to host your Visual Studio Online. So just set up a name. I have already created a GitHub repository. You can choose the size of the instance you need, and you can set up a time to shut down your environment to not pay it.
To not be charged for the time you are not using your environment when you are taking your coffee at the machine.
So it will take few seconds to create a new environment.
I would precise that you create an environment on a Linux environment.
Yes, for the moment, only Linux is supported on Visual Studio Online. So the environment is ready, so I can connect it. And you found Visual Studio Online, the same Visual Studio you have installed on your PC as Visual Studio Code. I can see I have already my environment on GitHub, my repository, which is cloned. So let's code. Just to open a terminal window. Let's go. So by default, I have Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio.NET Core installed. So I have the project created. Take a few seconds.
Did I mention earlier that Azure is running more than 40% of VMs based on Linux? So we are already in an open world there.
Yes. By default, I can also install the extension. So to debug, I will need to install a C# extension.
You mean I can use all the extensions that I have on my
most of the extensions published in the marketplace are also available in Visual Studio Online.
More than 300 extensions, if I remember right.
So now it will install the extension to have the ability to debug, to test and debug. So it's finished.
You mean you are still installing something in your environment?
Yes.
Okay. But nothing on your PC?
Nothing.
And it takes only seconds, minutes?
So now, I have forgot to disable one thing, the HTTPS.
It's a public preview, and it changes every day. So fortunately, this morning, Mickaël checked some things, and they made some change during the weekend. And so far, we are set up.
Yes. Back. So a new browser window is opened, and Visual Studio Online will create a proxy to my application. So it is the same application I have in Visual Studio Online. I can test there.
So this is the application that you get from your repository on GitHub?
Exactly.
You made it run directly from Visual Studio Online?
Yes, I can go to the source code, go to the views, for example, and change something.
So you want to show me that this is real code, okay?
Hello. Actions. Save. Go back to the debug.
Got it. And voila.
And this is the application. I can also...
You didn't show the change for people.
Yes, this is a change there.
So it's not slideware.
I can go in the controller, put a breakpoint, refresh my browser.
So you can go into the debug session, your favorite time.
And I found the breakpoint there, all in the browser.
Is it cool? You can approve.
So now I have my repository there. I have still...
So you can do the same thing with GitLab stuff. Respectful for my colleagues.
I have still nothing on my repository because I didn't commit yet. So I will go there and I will...
So now it works on your environment.
First,
so what is the next
commit,
step?
And I will commit my environment. Yes, thank you. Okay.
We have some great experts in the room, so. Ask me later, please.
Yes. My code is now on GitHub. I would like to deploy on Azure. So many ways to do that, but let's try GitHub Actions. So GitHub Actions is a way to create workflows based on GitHub, and when you push code to GitHub, you can automate things. So we have open source some workflows. I have already created an app service, which is a service in Azure allowing us to deploy a web application and to host web application on .NET Core, Node.js, Java, PHP, etc.
It's not a VM. It's directly what we call platform as a service. You are running something. You don't have to manage the server below this code.
So I can already browse my application, which is a sample page. So I will go to the GitHub and create a workflow. So this is basically a template for using GitHub Actions with AppService. Pretty basic with YAML format. So you can see we will do a checkout of the code, set up .NET Core, runtimes, and SDK to build the application, publish it, and deploy it to AppService. So
this is the answer of the question from Julio about the evolution of the developers. Automation. It comes with Azure Action, GitHub Action.
So, oops, there. I can paste the code. I will just check the version of .NET Core there to be sure I'm on the same version.
This is the same.
It's the same, I think. Yes.
2 months.
Yes, it is a good version. So I can commit. You can see there I should provide secrets to push to my Azure environment. So I have already created a secret in my GitHub project with a credential. Add Git Actions. So my actions is there. My code is there. And now, each time I will commit code, I will push code to GitHub, the action will be started. So go back to the code.
Let me rephrase it because I'm not a technical guy. Every time you commit your code on GitHub,
yes,
it's deployed automatically. This is your choice, but we are able to do so.
So I will do a small change. I will add it. Some change. I will push there. And I should see there. I can see the action. So the action is already running. The code has been built, published, and is deploying.
And all the stuff into
Okay. And
20 seconds.
if I go there, ta-da! My code is deployed.
Not yet. It's not yet. Because it's hello Axians developers.
Yes. And change. Good. It's deployed.
Not yet. This is live. 10.
I think. Okay.
Gosh.
Okay.
That's the challenge.
The commit and the action.
Queued. Right.
Step job. Okay.
We are good with the time, so we can try a second one. That's crazy. We don't have time to grab a coffee at the machine during the compile time.
Take some time.
Time has changed. Publish.
Build is done. Publish.
Publish is done.
Deploying.
Successful. Could not pass response.
Succeeded. Now.
And got it.
Hello. Very simple to deploy an application from a browser using GitHub and Azure.
And we are on time. Thank you, Mickaël. This is just an example. We will be in the cycles 1 for the rest of the day and tomorrow. So don't hesitate to come. We can answer to your question. And please let me introduce Louis-Guillaume, which is in the back of the room. Louis-Guillaume, there. And he will present tomorrow morning a session about DevSecOps, because security is not an option. So everything you code, you need to include security. This is the tipping point you have to address for the next years. Thank you for your time, and let's continue our conversation later in the afternoon. Thank you.